Hey everyone, it's Wiregrass Pyro. Today we're going to unbox an extremely unique firework assortment, and that is going to end up being the Shogun Fireworks Moon Assortment. And if you want to see why this is so unique, make sure you guys hang out. Alright, I went ahead and removed the wrap off of this, but I want to go ahead and show y'all what makes this assortment so unique. And that is, as you can see right there, we have that registered California compliant Safe and Sane seal. So that means for those of y'all in California, you can buy this. So I think that is incredible. Anybody out there that is looking for an assortment based off that seal, looks like you guys can buy it. But let's go ahead, jump into unboxing this thing. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into this. And while we're jumping into this, I want everybody to know that we did pick this up from our good friends over at Festival Fireworks. But starting off, we have not one, but we have two Shogun Friendship mini box fountains, and these do have a performance description on them. They emit silver glittering stars. So we'll go ahead and we'll actually jump in and open one of these, and they should be relatively small for us, but they are still always a really good fountain to have. Anybody who has ever done the friendship fountain, it almost kind of reminds me of the June bug. It's just a little taller, and as you can see, we can pull that entire tube out of there because it is not actually secured. So we may take some type of tape and shove that down in there when we actually light this, just to keep it in place. But still is a pretty heavy fountain and definitely a classic. But that is the mini. And then right here next to where one of them was, we actually have the full size friendship fountain. And as you can see, it got a little squished, but luckily with box fountains, they're mostly hollow anyway. And this one's the same thing. It emits showers of silver glittering stars. And let's actually open this, and I kind of want to get a comparison between this one and the mini one, since we just had that mini out. And if you look right here, it is basically the same thing. We'll go ahead and try and pull this whole thing out. It's just a lot taller of a tube, so we can definitely expect a much longer lasting friendship fountain. It's going to be the same thing as the smaller ones. It's just going to last longer, probably have a little bit more height to it since it does have a little bit more composition. Well, let's go ahead and get that back in there. Up next, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into yet another box fountain, and this is going to be Shogun's Georgia Peach Fountain. We're going to go ahead and look and see if there's a performance description. Does not look like there is, other than the fact that it says multiple tubes of colored sparks. So with this being multiple tubes, it really makes me wonder if this is going to be our top performing fountain in this assortment. So let's go ahead, crack this thing open, and as you can see, look at that. This is how you do a box fountain right here. We have 3 tubes, and we have also one smaller tube right there. That is more than likely going to be where some of our stars are going to come from that are colored. And I assume the rest of these are going to be from where our glittering is coming from. But either way, if there are any fireworks companies out there that want to know how to do a box fountain, this is how you do it. I do like that they kind of got rid of some of that free space by putting that tube around the smaller tubes, but this is definitely how a box fountain should be made. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next fountain, This being the butterflies and silver flower. We're going to go ahead, open that top part, look down in there, and as you can see, we have a single tube in the center, and this is going to give us a performance of consists of 3 fountain from red pearl to green spark, then to white flash. Loving the descriptions on this one. It's actually a really good description, and it is a nice plastic base to try and help prevent it from tipping over. It does have that registered Safe and Sane mark, just like the actual assortment did. But let's jump into the next one, that being the Jade Flower by Shogun. This is going to be the same thing. We're going to have that single tube down the center, except for this one consists of 3 fountains from green spark to gold spark, then beautiful flash white. Now, in terms of performance, I do think that the butterflies and silver flower as well as the jade flower are going to be my favorite assortments based on the performance of having that flash in there. And then let's jump right here to the left. We're going to check out yet another box fountain, this one being the blue and yellow flowers by Shogun. And if we rotate this around to the side, we can see the performance emits showers of blue and yellow flowers. So I'm really hoping that the blue is going to be nice and bright for us, because blue is actually, believe it or not, one of the harder colors to get into a firework and have it actually be blue instead of purple. But this box fountain, definitely say, is going to be more or less the same build quality as that friendship fountain. A much smaller tube right here, but definitely I still think if they can get that blue, that this might actually be a really good fountain. All right, let's start jumping in to some of our aerials on this, and this is probably what I think makes this assortment so unique, is having so many aerials in a Safe and Sane. First being the Shogun Fireworks 25 shot missile battery. Everybody knows what these do. You light it and it gives you a whistle with a single crackle or crack for each one. So definitely a classic. Not my favorite firework that's out there, but the next one is, and that is the Shogun 48 shot color pearl. I absolutely love these. It looks like we're gonna have 24 tubes of 2 shots each, so it's going to be exactly like the red apple one was, and its performance description is a colorful display of multicolored double shot stars. So just like I thought, 24 tubes, 2 shots apiece. Let's move on to the next item. Up next, we're going to go down to the bottom left, and we're going to pull out yet another fountain, this one being Shogun's Twitter Glitter Fountain. And this is going to be, as you see right there, considered a large size, but the performance on it says it emits showers of sparks and then explodes into color stars and crackling stars. Anybody who has ever shot off fireworks knows that this is an absolute classic fountain that is put into a lot of assortments. So definitely going to be a really good one, and to be honest, I absolutely love the design. Up next, we're going to go up here to our 2 cakes in the assortment at the top. And the first one is going to be Shogun's Silver Cascade. This one is going to be, if it has the performance, the silver tails. And you should not have a report on this one. It should just be that tail effect. Now, this picture is a little over exaggerated, but this cake should still be pretty good. But let's move on to the next one, that being the red and blue by Shogun. And this one is going to be another straight up vertical with the effects of red and blue comet stars. So with this one, it's going to be a lot like that Cascade, except the colors are going to be red and blue, and at the tip of them they should have stars that are those colors. So cannot wait to see these. And then down here, we're going to go to this item. Now this one right here is going to be a 49 shot Shogun Happy Cake. And with this, I don't know if you guys can see that, It is plastic, so this is going to be really cool. Now, it makes me wonder, is this actually a legitimate happy cake, or is this going to be more of a color pearl? I want to see if I can look down in there and find out. So based on this, looking at it, this is going to be more of a color pearl than it is going to be a happy cake, but I could be completely wrong. But these are some extremely small shots, but I guess we'll see when we do the demo. And then moving on to the last cake in the assortment, we have the classic tried and true Garden in Spring by Shogun, with the performance being begins with a 3-color fountain, then shoots out a myriad of red, green, blue, silver, yellow, and crackling stars. Cannot wait to see this one because this is an absolute classic. Now, it does say that it only shoots flaming balls, but this is definitely a hybrid. Well, there is one more item in here, and this is actually really cool that they added this. We have some punk sticks. Now, this is really cool that they added these in here. You usually get these handed to you when you're at a store, but I still think it's pretty cool that they included a nice little bundle. And with that said, that's going to wrap up the unboxing portion of this assortment. Let's go ahead, get everything back together, and we're going to do our traditional count and tell you the average price per product. So we will be right back. All right, I went ahead and got everything back into the box, and I got a count of all the items. I did not count those punk sticks because those were definitely a freebie, and those are not a firework item themselves. But when we got the count, we come out to 14 items in this assortment. And mind you, the cost of this assortment, I paid $44 at Festival Fireworks. So when you take that, you get the math. We paid a grand total of $3.14 per item. Now, from here up, that it might be a little high. The color pearl is about right on par. Now, these larger items down here, that is actually an incredibly good deal. So I think $44 is a pretty good price for this assortment. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. We're going to wrap this up. Until next time, make sure you guys are practicing safe fireworks and have a blast.